Hello, Facebook. How are you guys? Hi. And hi, Instagram. How are you guys? How's everyone doing today? It's another Thursday. Hello, hello. I love coming to you guys live on Thursdays. It's a lot of fun for me. I enjoy these Facebook lives so much. I hope you guys enjoy them too. So let's see. I'm waiting for people to come on. I'm going to sip my tea. Well, these are my Chinese herbs. Look. The herbalist who does take her own Chinese herbs, yes. I don't prescribe them myself. I have an herbalist who prescribes them for me, and they're delicious. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, people are rolling on. Hello, hello. Hi. So, to all of you, you guys know who I am, I think. You know, you're following my pages. So, I'm Aimee Raupp. And I'm here to help you live your best damn life, your best, healthiest life. Health on the mental, the emotional, the physical, the nutritional levels. It's all connected. It ain't separate. You can't eat a healthy diet and still have crappy thoughts. You can't take a ton of supplements and eat a crappy diet. You can't not like yourself and thrive the way you want to thrive. You gotta do it all. And you can. And maybe no pressure to do it all in that sense, but meaning you got to take the mental and the emotional just as seriously as you take the physical and the nutritional. And that, in my opinion, they cannot be separated, which is why when I wrote this baby, about autoimmune diseases, it's like, sure, there are a lot of autoimmune books out there and they all kind of preach the same diet and the same types of supplements, but no one out there has given as much detail and as much insight to the mental emotional aspect to the current state of epidemic proportions of diseases that we are dealing with now in the younger population in our country and in our world. And we have to look at, of course, environmental factors. Of course, diet's playing a huge role. Of course, all sorts of things are playing a big role, but really big on that list is the mental emotional part. And it's one of my favorite things to talk about. It's one of my favorite things to personally explore for myself. I'm forever a student of spirituality, forever a student of evolution and of understanding myself and how I interact and how I present myself to the world. And it's also one of my favorite things to do when I work with my clients, whether in the clinic or my coaching clients all over the world. So, hi, Beth. Hi, Elizabeth. Hey, Laura, Parashay. So great to see you guys. And let's see, Instagram, you guys are rolling on too. So nice to see you all. Hello, hello. So today I wanted to talk about, I titled it on Facebook, How to Thrive, just so you guys know, on Instagram. But that was really just to get people chiming in and get people in here, because I do think it's important. I am going to talk about how to thrive, of course, but what I really want to say is how to be on your own team. And I think a lot of us, if I titled it that, I think a lot of us would be like, I'm not sure what that even means. What does that mean, be on my own team? What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? Well, let's see. Anybody have any ideas? What do you guys think I mean by that? I mean, are you cheering for yourself or are you putting yourself in a corner and beating yourself up? What are you doing to support you? I had the first live group coaching call for my Reboot and Rewire program that kicked off on May 1st. And, the first week of the program is about, we're slowly eliminating foods. It's an elimination diet, but it's also a mindset diet. And so I talked to them a lot about what this means, about this first pillar in body belief, which is reconnect. So I basically say in body belief, I can give you the diet, I can tell you how much to sleep, I can tell you when to meditate, I can tell you the supplements to take, but until you work on the mindset piece, your health is not going to thrive the way you want it to, the way you deserve to. Your body is not going to heal the way you want it to, the way you deserve, it deserves. And I also bring up this concept in this conversation of, yes, there's all this talk of physical inflammation, and you should take turmeric and fish oil to lower inflammation, right? But what about the emotional inflammation? No one is talking about that. And if you're not on your own team, so what I mean by that, AKA, if you beat yourself up with nasty thoughts all day long, you are loaded with physical inflammation, and turmeric isn't going to fix it. Neither is omega-3 fatty acids, okay? What's going to fix it is you, reconnecting to you, you beginning to hear that conversation that you're having in the privacy of your own mind, and then from there saying, huh, am I on my own team? It doesn't sound like I am, because I'm constantly beating the shit out of myself. I'm constantly reminding myself and judging myself on all the things I'm not doing right, rather than celebrating all the things I am doing right. Are you on your own team, or are you too busy judging yourself out of the race? It's a really important question to sit with. It's a big question, and it's one that I'm sure at some point in all of our lives, we have not been on our own team. And at some point in our lives, again, we are not going to be on our own team. It's just called human nature. It's called life. We're going to fluctuate. It's consistency and frequency. It's the same thing I say about the diet and the supplements and the lifestyle. Consistency and frequency. We are all going to have one-off moments. We are all going to beat ourselves up. We're all going to fall off the diet and not take our supplements and skip our Chinese herbs, or not go to acupuncture, or whatever. Have issues in our relationships. We're all going to have that. That's just human nature, but it's consistency and frequency. Consistency and frequency. It's just like what they say of, you know, believe what a person shows you, not what they tell you, right? Because their behavior is speaking to you loud and clear. Are you listening? So it's choosing to be in an abusive relationship or not. Are you in an abusive relationship with yourself? Because you're making that choice every single day. Every single day you make that choice. Every single day you should be able to make the choice of who you surround yourself with and who you choose not to surround yourself with. You should be able to make the choice of allowing things into your life that feel good and saying no to the things that don't feel good. And even more, you are entitled 100,000% to make the choice of, I don't need to talk to myself like this anymore. I don't need to beat myself up for something I did or didn't do 10 years ago, or something someone else did or didn't do. I am allowed to let things go. I am allowed to have compassion for myself. I'm allowed to have forgiveness of myself. I'm allowed, and I should be kind to myself. Fertility empowerment. I'm always beating myself up for eating gluten when I try to avoid it completely, even though I do so many other great things. It's a good point. Yeah, you know, for me, it's like, I try to look at the food now and I say to myself, how am I going to feel after that? Physically and emotionally. And Abraham Hicks always says, if you eat something and feel really bad about it, it's a lot worse for you than if you eat something and feel good about it. So for me, if I'm going to eat the gluten, I'm going to love every goddamn second of it. And I'm going to say, oh my God, this is so good. Oh my God, this is so good. And I love when I give myself the opportunity to have this, and I just love it. And I only get it from this one place because I know it's good and I feel so good about it, and it's good. And I don't eat it often because I don't always feel great after it, but this time I'm just going to love it, love it, love it. And now I just look at food and I'm like, how does that make me feel? I look at relationships in my life and I say the same thing. I look at actions or reactions and I say the same thing, and now I say it to myself. How does that make me feel? When I tell myself I'm maybe not doing enough, right? That might be a big one for me. Now I hear back, you're doing the best you can do. You're showing up. And, you know, just appreciate yourself and stop worrying about what other people think. Because that's been a hiccup of mine for many, many years. I'm a recovering people pleaser, and I no longer do it. I just do what feels right for me, and from a place of love and compassion and forgiveness for myself. I feel so restricted when I was undergoing IVF. If I feel guilty, I'd have coffee or fries that used to bring me joy. Right, same thing. I mean, for me, you know, I love coffee so much, I've convinced myself that coffee with fat and protein, so with my collagen peptides and some coconut oil or ghee and my coconut milk on a stomach with food in it, that's organic, is not bad for me. So when I have it, I love it. And then when I cut it out, like I cut it out today is the last day I have coffee because I'm doing the Purify phase for the next 9 days in my Reboot and Rewire program. And that's a pretty strict elimination diet where we don't do any coffee. We still have some caffeine for a couple days, but then we're off caffeine too. And I make that choice too because it feels good to me. It just feels good to, you know, one of the things I ask myself regularly, and I encourage you guys to do the same, is I sit with myself and I try to feel how I'm feeling. Maybe I feel frustrated about this, or I feel overwhelmed about this, or I feel like I need to get this done, or that's not happening, or I feel relief, or I feel ease, or I feel contentment. And I just ask myself in the quiet, how can I better support you? What can I do to better support you? Sometimes I hear things like, keep doing this. That's what I just heard. Keep doing this. And keep sharing and spreading. Keep loving. Keep preaching this self-love. I kind of hate that term. I shouldn't say hate that term, but it's so cliche these days. But keep preaching this ability to forgive ourselves and move on, that we're all doing the best we can do, and that we have choices. You can choose again. You can choose again, right? So that we have choices here. And ultimately, not ultimately, and 100%, we have the choice of how we treat ourselves. So how do you treat yourself? And a good way to start to identify how you treat yourself is look at how you treat others. Look at how much judgment you're putting out there in the world or not. I talk about this in Body Belief of like how to ascertain, you know, how do you treat your home? How do you treat your clothing? How do you treat your things? How do you treat others? How do you treat your job? How do you treat your workspace? You know, for me, it's a little bit of organized chaos, but I appreciate that and I like it. It works for me and has. And then I go through these moments where it's extremely organized. And then I kind of wane back. But I've gotten in this rhythm where I don't judge myself. I know where everything is in my little system, right? It works for me. And same in my relationships, you know, I don't judge myself. I'm doing the best I can do. I show up however best I can, and I express myself with love and gratitude and appreciation. And if it's not received that way, but it's about you receiving you in the best way you can. You understanding you in the best way you can. You having compassion and forgiveness for you, for your past, for your present. And most importantly, accepting. We just need to accept. Sometimes life isn't exactly how we want it to be, maybe a lot of the times for some people. But if we don't accept that, there's a lot of resistance in there. And then there's a lot of reasons to beat ourselves up. Someone said to me on one of my coaching calls yesterday, she said, you know, she's having a hard time conceiving. And she said, is my thought that I'm afraid to be pregnant? Like basically when she gets her period, she feels a little relieved because she knows she's going to feel overwhelmed and scared once she is pregnant. It's an interesting thing we've done a lot of work for her to unpack that belief. Is that belief getting in my way of conceiving? And I said, I don't think 100%. Like, I don't think that belief is causing like the inability of egg and sperm to meet and to implant and to fertilize. But I do think that belief is doing two things. It's a defense mechanism. It's protecting herself from getting too excited about the idea of getting pregnant so she does not let down, right? And then it's also, you know, it's like it is blocking her. She's not open to the possibility. So that's where I think it could delay pregnancy, sure. So to unpack that, and instead of saying like, oh, you know, I'm scared to be pregnant, if I'm really honest, I'm scared to be pregnant, say, I'm open to the possibility of change, of things shifting. And I know I have the right support around me, right? So really starting to get in touch with these beliefs, these limiting beliefs, as my teachers would call them, and starting to understand, are they in support of what it is I want, or are they fighting against me? And then how can I get the whole team on the same page? So a lot of times it's fear, it's anger, it's resentment, it's regret, it's sorrow. Those block us. So where can I forgive? Where can I let go? Where can I accept And then where can I start to find the alignment with myself? Where am I getting in my own way, and how can I prevent that? So we need to reconnect, which I give you all the details in my book, Body Belief, on how you can do that. And it really just comes down to, I think, slowing down in life, taking time to meditate, taking time to not react, but respond. So giving yourself those few breaths before you react to just, how do I want to feel? How do I want to show up in my life? Physically, nutritionally, emotionally, spiritually, how do I want to take up space in this world? And am I aligned with that? Is every action I take each day aligned with that? If you want to be healthier and more fit, and you're skipping breakfast and eating at 4 o'clock in the afternoon like a bag of chips, you're not aligned, right? If you want to be healthier and more fit, and you take the time to cook for yourself and nourish yourself and choose the relationships you surround yourself with, you're onto something. You're aligned with yourself, right? So where can I find that alignment? And the key to that is starting to listen to the conversation you have with yourself in the privacy of your own mind. Make a list of the top 3 things that are the most important in your life, that you want to achieve, that you're longing to achieve. And then look at your actions, look at your thoughts, look at your behaviors, and ask yourself, how do they align with that? How am I aligned with my core desires? How am I cheering for myself in my everyday life? What are my non-negotiables that I'm negotiating on? Right? That's a really big thing. And don't I feel good when I am on my own team and I speak my truth and I stand up for myself? Doesn't that feel good? It's like layers of just letting go, forgiveness, ease. So I also created a meditation for you guys to help you reconnect to yourself. If you go over, it's free. It's for you, aimeeraupp.com/bodybeliefmeditation. Why don't you go and download that and listen to that. And then at the end, after you're done, after you've meditated, sit with yourself and ask yourself this question: how can I better support you? How can I better nourish you? How can I be on your team? Listen for the answers. And the first one you hear is probably the answer. So listen, own it, take it on, and start shifting that conversation. In Body Belief, I have a tool that I love. It's called The Art of Shifting Your Beliefs. So check it out. Body Belief just came out in paperback. It's an audiobook. It's in hardcover. It's everywhere books are sold. I also have a free 5-hour digital course that goes with Body Belief if you decide to purchase it. If you go over to aimeeraupp.com/book-gift, you can get a free copy of, a free 5-hour digital course created by me with tons of tools. Like, we go over those beliefs. If you want to rework those beliefs and learn to get on your own team, this course is for you. It is awesome. There's cooking demos in there. There's yoga. There's meditation. There's lectures and discussions like this. So go buy the book. Get your free 5-hour digital course, aimeeraupp.com/book-gift. Or if you just feel like checking out the meditation, aimeeraupp.com/bodybelief-meditation. And take the time to really sit with yourself, be kind to yourself, love yourself, and then ask yourself, how can I better support you? Another good question is, what am I doing? What am I doing to get in my own way? How am I blocking this thing that I want? You'd be really surprised. Your subconscious will speak, and it will speak loudly when you give it the space. How can I better support you? Okay, guys. I've also done some teachings on this on my Instagram Live. So Instagram people, or Facebook, if you're not following me on Instagram, it's my name, at Aimee Raupp. In my IGTV, I think it's a 5-part series on body belief, and I really take a deep dive into this conversation. So if you want more of this conversation, head over there. Okay, I'll see you guys next week. Ciao. Love ya. Thank you. Okay, bye-bye, Facebook. Ciao, ciao, ciao.